Hey everybody, welcome to our Q&A for our 200 subscribers. I know it took a little while for us to put this together. It's the first time I've ever done one before. So we're actually at like 260 subscribers by now already.
Yes.
So it's like, okay.
Let's do it.
So we're just going to do this for you guys.
Thanks for sending out the questions. This is going to be fun.
This is really cool. So I've got the list here. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Let us know in the comments and we'll do this again, and we'll cover you if I missed you, but I'm pretty sure I got all this. So let's just go down the line here, and we'll jump into some questions.
Hopefully your order is the same as mine. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, close enough. Let's start with number one from over on YouTube. We have Tyler Prawl, who asked,
Hey, Tyler.
Can you post a link to the Patreon? Tyler, thank you for the question. In our description, we always have our Patreon link, but if you want to know, it is patreon.com/KyleNickOnFilm. You can find it there. It's always in the description, though, if you guys are looking for it. We appreciate that question. Tyler also asks, what is the worst movie you two are putting off that you'll eventually review one day? What do you think, Nick?
I would definitely love to do the ultimate worst movie, and that's Planet Nine from Outer Space.
Okay.
Yeah, Ed Wood.
That's fair.
Yeah. By the way, Tyler, I know we were good friends, and like John Malkovich says in Con Air, love your work.
Yeah. Fair enough, yeah.
Planet Nine from Outer Space is mine.
So for me, I would never, like, I'm never even putting that one off.
Are you going to The Room?
No, mine is more obscure, I guess, because there are movies like when we have a movie that's popular, an episode that's popular, I automatically look at, like, what has that director done? You know, what sequels have there been? That kind of stuff. What can we view that'll make our viewers want to see something else that we do? So it's usually like a bad sequel to a movie that we've talked about. And right now, the sequel that hurts me the most is the potential, because people really liked our Mimic episode. Oh. And knowing that one day we may actually have to do Mimic 2 is a bit painful. The only nice thing about it is Mimic 2 is about 70 minutes. It's very short. And Mimic 3 is like even shorter. It's like an hour and 5 minutes. They're both absolutely awful.
You couldn't think of like a salacious scene to kind of...
It felt like deleted scenes from the first movie because it follows the secondary character from the first movie.
All right, enough talking about that. All right.
Yeah, so it's bad sequels really, or like Heavy Metal 2000, maybe Airport 79, because I really think that fourth Airport movie is terrible.
It is.
Those kinds of sequels are the ones that scare me.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks, Tyler.
Over on Twitter, we have the Countdown Podcast. Just wanted to say congrats on the great achievement. Thank you.
Hey, Paul!
Thank you guys from the at the Countdown PC. Yeah, really great guys. Always willing to kind of support us and
the Countdown Podcast. Great podcast to listen to. They're fun.
Very cool. Yeah. Thank you. Over on Twitter, we also have Cyber Prince at Earth to Adam. Hey, you bad MFers! If you had to pick one superpower, what would it be and why? Also, shout out to Simmons and More podcast. Thank you guys
Earth
for that.
to Adam.
Yeah. What would you put for a superpower you'd have?
Just because I'm lazy, I would like to fly.
Okay. I
Plus
appreciate
the gas
that.
prices too.
Yeah, I think right now flying would probably be really helpful. I'm just worried that I worry that I don't pay enough attention driving. That like me flying through the air, I'm going to get hit by a seagull or something.
See, I'm thinking like physics. Like, do you have to wear like a protective suit? You know?
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Maybe get bugs in your eyes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it can't work out well. Mine would probably have something to do with time travel, or maybe not aging as quick. Like maybe take the Wolverine part.
Oh yeah.
Because part of it is for me is like I'm always in this constant flux of I want to watch a movie, but then like I should go outside. And it's like I've got these two like constant like breaks in my life where it's like I'm trying to explore and see the world and do these things, but it's like part of it's like I really enjoy the art and the relaxation that comes with relaxing in my home. If I had double the time, I would do double of both. So,
but Superman showed us in Superman if you could fly, you can mess with time.
That's true too. Maybe I'll take you up on that old flying thing.
All right, thanks for the question.
We got another one here from Tyler Prawl over on Instagram, and I think this is kind of similar to the previous question, but there's some nuance to it as well. Art by Tyler Prawl. What movie will we never see reviewed?
Oh, this is a great question. I knew immediately what I was going to say. It is Mountain Eagle by Alfred Hitchcock, simply because there's no prints left to review it.
It's
it's the second film. We have stills. We even got the slate card. We found that, but there's no prints of the movie. You can't find it anywhere. Mountain Eagle, Alfred Hitchcock's second film. We won't be able to review it because you can't see it.
That's fair. That's fair. My mentality for it was you probably won't see us doing documentaries anytime soon, and it's only because I don't know if we could have enough information to really delve into a documentary for 20 minutes.
Right, the whole genre. Yeah.
It's a tough thing to. I'm constantly thinking about it. Like it's a thing in my head where it's like I want to see how to crack that egg and be able to talk documentaries, but we haven't gotten there yet.
Do a side channel.
In my head, I'm always thinking intentionally racist movies, intentionally sexist movies. movies that have false narratives. That kind of stuff is stuff that I have no interest in talking about. Like Birth of a Nation, I have no interest in talking about that movie.
All right, the ending of that, if you know what the ending of that is.
It's an important historical touchstone, but I don't really have an interest in, like, it's a good study. It's not a good movie. Or I guess, like, I'm not here to get political, but, like, Dinesh D'Souza is a documentary filmmaker that consistently makes trash documentaries that are full of lies and deceits. The man's went to jail for not telling the truth. Like, yeah, I would never cover somebody who's intentionally lying to people just for that reason. So that's something I would never do.
D.W. Griffin, at the end of his life, realized how racist and wrong he was, built a huge observatory up in the Hollywood mountains, right? As an apology, right?
I mean, his observatory has been in more movies than he's ever been in. So I mean, it's really it's something else there.
Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler, for that. Over on Instagram as well, we have Cody Landman at Cody Landman over there.
Hi, Cody.
Thank you, Cody. We used to work together, Cody. Good seeing you
you
guys.
did.
It's been a while.
All right.
So if you could come up with a horror-themed pizza, what would you call it and what would be on it?
So I did a movie with I directed a movie. And the sound guy, Alex, his nickname is Starf. Starf actually, his side job, pizza blogs. So we actually had this conversation on my set, when everybody's setting up and, the last person to be part of the scene is the sound guy. So him and I were just sitting there talking, and we're talking about how we could do a movie pizza kind of a thing. And we're like, how we do a horror movie kind of thing? And we came up with this. We call Slash or Mash. Basically, it's the presentation of the pizza. All the ingredients either can be slashed, or all the ingredients could be mashed, just like how any bad guy treats any, stabbing. So slash and mash pizza. I think Alex Starf and I would do it.
Okay, fair enough. I would call my pizza the Scream Queen, purely because I really like the idea of a pizza so hot that makes you go...
With a bunch of jalapenos.
Exactly. And so I'd have to do red sauce because, of course, like, we got to have some horror red sauce in there. I would also make sure to have cheddar and mozzarella because they're the best mixture. It doesn't matter really what kind of cheese you want to put, though, as long as, just like Tree Gelbman from Happy Death Day to You, she has to be shredded. I would pick that, and then I would also go heavy on the meat because, I mean, that's what horror is. It's all just meat being strewn about.
I would exactly agree.
Especially meatballs. In reference to one of my favorite horror pizza scenes, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, when all of the souls get turned into meatballs on a pizza, and it goes, "Oh, Rick, you little meatball." It's one of my favorite little references right there.
I remember that.
Because I watched that movie a lot. Okay. So, I would say you'd have to really do that. And the only way to eat my pizza would be served on the back of a dead delivery boy. There's just no way to get around it. You've got to. And I'm sorry, delivery boys, you chose the job.
So I can't say more on presentation. You went all...
Yeah. I'm thinking about making this pizza this weekend. So thank you, Cody, for being a fan of the show. I really appreciate you watching. Cody also has an Instagram where he posts a lot of his own film reviews on Instagram. It's really cool. Check out.
Side note, you can check out Starf's pizza blog. STARF. And you just Google that and you'll find it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, a friend of both of ours, Billy Straub over on
Billy.
Instagram, B Straub Jr.
Yeah.
Has got a couple questions here. How did you two meet and decide to make a YouTube show? Nick, you were the first one to reach out to me.
I was Twitter.
Yeah.
Crypticon gave my show a couple of free tickets, and he just answered some questions on Twitter from the podcast. And first one to win was Kyle, and then we met at Crypticon.
Yeah. And the funny thing is,
you were wearing that suit.
Oh, that's right. I was dressed.
Is that a Halloween suit?
Yeah. It was David S. Pumpkin's suit. I remember that. Well, so that I remember that was actually, I think, the first or second episode of the Filmcast I listened to.
Okay.
Was that one where you mentioned it? I don't even remember what the question was that you asked.
I don't remember
but I felt pretty confident with my answer. And I remember I won, and you reached out to me and said, "Hey, I didn't realize you had a website. You should get you on the show."
Yes.
And that didn't happen for months, and that was mostly because of my just busyness at the time. I'd left my previous career. My wife had just graduated college, and we just got married, and she started hers, and then she went without a paycheck for 2.5 months during the holidays, which basically meant we were living less than paycheck to paycheck. We were throwing all of our money on that because there was a screw up at her workplace where she didn't get paid for like 3 months. And they were like, "We'll give you your money, but it's just going to come in a big block in January." And it's like, so we were just like, I was working like 80, 90-hour weeks of just busting it, just to make sure we didn't lose our home in the middle. A couple months passed. I finally get on my feet with my career choice, which I'm still doing now. And we got together, did the Filmcast, and then in the middle it was kind of just like a what do you know about YouTube, and just kind of extrapolated from there.
Yeah.
So
and we're getting better every day.
yeah, match made in heaven, you might say. Yeah. Billy also asked, what are your favorite music videos? This was a tough one.
Dire Straits,
Okay.
Money for Nothing.
Cool.
Alice in Chains Wood.
Okay.
And then I don't know. I'll go. Isn't In Bloom when they do the video game for Nirvana, the fake video game?
Oh.
Or the fake game show?
I think maybe. I
Yeah.
didn't watch that one in prep for this question, but
Yeah.
I don't watch a ton of music videos since TRL left. That was when I grew up during the TRL age of that, but I did make a list of some ones that came to mind over the course of like a couple days. I kept thinking about it, so I apologize. The list is like I tried to narrow it as much as I could.
Did Phil Collins had one with puppets in it?
Did he?
Yeah.
I missed that one too. That wasn't on mine. But
Yeah.
I put down for mine Turn Down for What, directed by Daniels, who just did Everything Everywhere All at Once. You can see a lot of that movie in that music video. I'm also put down Psy's Gangnam Style because I think it's just a really entertaining and fun kind of video. Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads, which is just kind of a cool little like combination of this, theorizing about how do they end up in my life and stuff like that. It's really cool. I got to put down Michael Jackson's Thriller because I really think that that music videos that kind of became their own event. And I would always, because when I was younger, you couldn't just find that on TV or YouTube. You had to wait until like Sci-Fi Channel would play it or something like that.
Yeah. Smashing Pumpkins Tonight. I'm not a big Smashing Pumpkins fans, but that's a reenactment of one of the first films ever, George Malay's Rock.
Yeah, that's a
Man
really
to the
cool
Moon.
one. I didn't even put that one, but
Yeah.
Close Your Eyes and Count to by Run the Jewels, which is a great one. Lakeith Stanfield from Get Out he plays he's a black guy on the street living or in a film with Shea Wiggum, who plays a cop, and it's about the two of them basically constantly being at struggle off and on forever, which is a very, very poignant kind of a one.
But the ultimate one is the ultimate grunge one, and that's Black Hole Sun.
Oh, see, I didn't put that one either. They're all great ones. I remember watching
Black
that
Hole
one.
Sun,
But yeah,
that's one of the best ones of the *90s period.
I also really liked Here It Goes Again by OK Go.
Oh,
it
with
was
the
just all
treadmills?
the treadmills. I think that's a brilliant
How-
one.
how-
It's
you had to
so
rehearse it.
watchable. This Is America by Childish Gambino is one where the music video became almost bigger than the song, just because it's an incredible
does
music
happen.
video.
Yeah.
And I gotta hit up with two last ones from David Bowie. They were two of the last music videos he did for his album Black Star, which I think is a incredibly underrated album. And it's the Black Star music video, and then Lazarus, which was one of the ones where he basically confronted his own mortality. It's a beautiful song that just brings a tear to my eye when I watch it. Those are mine.
Of course, top 10 will always be "Eat It" by Weird Al. That's the best.
I can't fight it. It's better than Beat It.
I know.
So-
Shoves a banana in the guy's face instead of the.
Yeah, I did watch that one in preparation for this question, and I was like, God, I want to put it, but I
God.
just can't. But yeah, it's really fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Billy, for that question.
Billy.
He also asked movie or TV show that you like that you think the other person hasn't seen. What do you think?
I would think Truth and Consequences, New Mexico.
Okay.
We haven't seen that one. The one and
You
only.
think that's one that would sway me?
Yeah, Keith Sutherland's one and only directed movie. I think you would like it. It's got all those guys. Dr. Cox from Scrubs is in it.
It's true. It's a good collection of people in that
Good
film.
collection of people. It's very home video shot, but that's the intent of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
It's
put it-
very Tarantino. It's almost like what you expect, a Tarantino script with Keith Sutherland directing.
Yeah, and the '90s were full of like Tarantinos that weren't Tarantino. So
Yeah, that scratchy editing.
So I put a couple things down. I feel like you would like the show Community. Because just every episode is making
Yeah,
fun
my
of
attention.
a
I've never really
specific
watched it.
genre. I mean, they have an entire episode where they basically wheel and deal themselves into being involved in the lunchroom because of the chicken tenders that get out and get sold, and it becomes a mafia movie where they're like siphoning chicken tenders out for people that pay money.
Didn't it take like the second season to get their gears going?
The first half of the first season takes a little bit of like they're not like straight formed episodes, but then they do like an Apollo 13 episode where they make fun of space movies where they're inside of a fake space simulator, but it's in their heads they're playing it like it's a real space problem.
Right.
It's a fantastic show that's just so well done. They do a Dungeons and Dragons episode where they literally are just sitting at the table and there's sound effects, and it's done so well that you feel like you're watching a fantasy film.
All right, I will get started on Community. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to. I don't know why I ignored it. Maybe because I don't know.
Yeah, and I would also say Terror Vision. I don't think you've seen that, right?
No, I've never seen that.
Terror Vision is one of the trashiest horror movies ever. It's one of my favorites that I bring up when people talk about name a horror movie I haven't seen. I always go with Terror Vision because most people haven't seen it. And also recently The Farewell. I don't know if you caught that one yet.
No.
Yeah, we did that during my top 10 of 2019 before the pandemic hit. And we were going to cover it on our show. And then the pandemic hit, and it kind of just
we were right. We was on our slate.
Yeah,
and then everything got shifted.
So I have it in my back pocket when I need to pull a movie out. I'm going to say that one day.
Farewell, Terror Vision, Community. Yep. Hey, I can retain things.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Billy.
Thanks, Billy. Over on Instagram, we have Mac East Studios. Just
yes, great podcast. They're from Minnesota too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Definitely. Check out their podcast. They're great guys. Hi, Kyle.
It's good to have people that support you when you support them. We appreciate you guys.
They're obsessed with submarines. They talk about submarine movies.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to that in a second.
Mac East Studios. Look for it.
If a movie were being made about your life, who would you want directing it, and who would you want to play you?
Coen Brothers, and then Kyle MacLachlan can play me.
Okay.
Shaved head.
You just got to do the shaved head. Yeah, there's no way getting around that. I think 90s Kyle MacLachlan. Yeah. I wonder if he would have. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you could have seen that, and then I think I can see that with time. Yeah. So I have, purely because this is a director that makes his actor and his characters seem way cooler than they are. All right. I got to go Tarantino. And it's not for any of the style. I just want him to make me look cooler than I am. That's all I've ever wanted. And I would have Conan O'Brien narrating the film. And I would have Anthony Michael Hall doing an Irishman-style de-aging of my life. Yeah. Because I think those three elements all together would make the movie.
Take my money, please.
Yeah.
You got something there. I don't know if there's something.
Tarantino's got one more movie he can make.
Yeah.
Call me, man. QT, I got you. Yeah. And they also asked.
Well, it would be the event happening in college when he got stabbed. I mean, we could start with that.
We could cover the stabbing.
That's how you start the movie.
Oh,
he got stabbed in high school.
Good times. Yeah. And obviously, Mackey Studios had to ask, "What is your favorite submarine film?"
Batman, 1966, of course.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't even think about that one.
That's always my answer.
Because my problem is I couldn't go with there's so many submarine movies I want to have seen that I haven't seen that I'm going with a loose submarine film, and that is Sphere. From 1998, I think. It's my favorite Michael Crichton book.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, because you like Michael Crichton.
Yeah, I like that book more than Jurassic Park, more than his other books. It's my favorite Crichton book. The movie is less great than the book, but it's still I think if you read the book, you enjoy the movie because it kind of streamlines everything down to just the bare essentials. Yeah. But I think it's a very, very fascinating story that definitely has some Solaris inspirations, if you will.
Definitely.
And it's very entertaining for me.
It's like Solaris, but we go in the water.
Yeah, and I was between that and The Abyss, but I think I'm going to go with Sphere.
I think Dustin Hoffman. We're just not ready.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the movie.
Yeah. I think that's how people were about Sphere.
Yeah, we're just not ready. Yeah, but Batman 60, yes. Oh, everyone in the submarine. I mean, they're all in the submarine and the torpedoes and the giant penguin.
That's a really good answer, too. Yeah. I didn't even think about Batman. It didn't come up. I was looking up submarine movies, scrolling through can I find one of these I love?
Have your shark repellent always ready when you go to the beach.
Yeah. Stay safe, kids. I think that's everything. That's all of our Q&A questions for today. Thank you guys for doing this. This was really fun. I hope you guys had fun listening to our random ramblings for 20 minutes. We enjoyed answering your questions.
If you missed out on submitting questions, you can do now in the comments down below for our next session, or contact the show on Twitter and or Instagram. Kyle Nick on Film.
And if you also want to have your voice heard more, thank you. If you guys are subscribers, you're obviously interested in the show. You want to check out that Patreon, as we mentioned earlier on in the episode. That link's in the description. It's patreon.com/Kyle Nick on Film. If you join the Patreon, you can get even more invested in our show, and we'll get even more invested